Welcome back to our Spring Boot video series. In the last tutorial, we have seen how to create and set up the Spring Boot application. So in this video, we will learn how to build our first RESTful API with Spring Boot. REST stands for Representational State Transfer. It is an architecture style that uses HTTP requests to access and use the data. In RESTful API, we use HTTP calls like get, post, put, and delete to perform CRUD operation on resource. So if you want to understand what is API, I have created a detailed video you can go and check out. So CRUD means like create, read, update, and delete. So definitely in upcoming tutorial, we are going to perform CRUD. So let's come back to our project. So you can see I am using here Eclipse IDE, and here we have to create our first controller that will hold our REST controller. So whatever you are going to create, make sure it has to start from this package level. So just select this one and go to the new and click here package. So you can see the name here com.example.spring_boot.demo. So we are going with this name and we'll just add another label here, add controller. So if you want, you can create your first controller inside that default package, but I don't want to create here mesh. So that's why I have created here a new package that name is here controller. So let's create our first controller. Select your package, new class, and here you can give your controller class name. So I am going as user controller. By default, no need to change anything. Just click on finish. So this is the controller. Now we have to use one annotation that is called REST controller. And after that, you have to import. So here I have used annotation as REST controller. And it is a convenience annotation that is itself annotated with @controller and the response body. I know it will confuse a little bit, but do not panic. You will automatically understand in future. So whenever you want to create a RESTful web service, definitely you have to create a controller. And what is the purpose of this controller? This annotation tells Spring that the class is a web controller and that the return value of each method should be written directly to the HTTP response body rather than being rendered to the view. That means you can create a view also, like you can load your UI page. Here we are not going to load any page. Here we are going to load the data as a like normal string or JSON format. Now we have to use one annotation that is called request mapping. And here I'm going to give as API/users. So this annotation is used to map web requests to a specific handler classes or handler method. So if you remember, last time when we call our page, we have used a localhost :8080. Now when I want to call my first API, we will use the request mapping. So it will be like API/users. Right now, if you run, you will not get anything because that API is not built at all. So whenever any request will come like /API/users, automatically it will come to this class. So this is a just basic thing. Now what we have to create our first endpoint. So what we'll do, we'll just go to the down and create a simple method. So first of all, I will create here public string get users. And I will try to return here as just message like hello API. Now what you have to use a annotation here that is called get mapping. So why we are using here get mapping? Get mapping annotation is a composed annotation that will act as a like get method. So here you can go with also annotation like @request mapping, and in the bracket you can put method equal to request method dot get. So again you have to be patient. You will understand this thing step by step. So for now you can understand @get mapping means it will handle the get request. That's it. Now let's stop your server and again rerun. So you can see it is working fine. So let's call this API You can see here we are getting message as hello API. Earlier we are not getting anything because that API was not available at all. So this is the first API we have created. So let's modify this API so we can use the MySQL in next tutorial. So for that you have to create another package. So just go to the demo, new, and at the package you can just select here model. Here we are going to keep all the pojo class or database entity here. So again we have to create a new class. Just select on your model package class and just give the name as user. So here we are going to store some data. So data means like ID, name, email. So let's create some variable. So these are the variable. Let's create getter and setter method. You can use Lombok also if you don't want to create getter and setter. So just right click, source, and select here generate getter and setter. Select all, generate. So you can see you no need to create one variable. So we have created our model class. Let's update the API so we can send some data instead of just sending here hello API. So for now, just copy this one and comment this one. Now I'm going to return here response as list. So replace here string with list, and we can just mention our entity class because data type, it will ask what data type we are going to return. So let's import this one also. Now you will get error because here we are returning as a string. So let's change as arrays because I'm going to send response here to user data. So just use arrays dot as list, and here we are going to create user data. So just use here new user. For now, I'm going to return here static data only. So just give here ID as a 1L because it is a long, and give the name like here John, and email ID here like john@abc.com. So here you can see we are getting error because we have not created the constructor in the model class. So let's create one constructor. So you can see this is a default constructor, and this is the constructor with 3 parameter ID, name, and email ID. I'm just using this dot ID. That means it will refer the declare variable. Now if you go here, the error is gone. So similar way, again come, copy this one, put comma, just change as Joe. So here we are using get mapping. That means it is a get request, and here we are returning as a list of user data type, and this is the function name. So you can see here we have used return arrays as list, and here we have created 2 user. One name is here John and second one is called Joe. So if you come and if you try to refresh, you will get the old response because we have not restarted the server. Let's stop this one, again restart. So you can see server started perfectly. Now you can go and just refresh. So you can see here we are getting the response. So if you want to make this response as pretty, just select this one. So you can see our first response as a JSON format. So it is a array bracket, and inside one object is there, and this is the second object. And if you want, you can cross check the data. So great job. You have successfully created a fast RESTful API with Spring Boot. So in the next video, we will deep dive into connecting our application to the database using Spring Data JPA. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the icon button to stay updated with our latest video.